Seriously? Hey guys, 6 Plus Stevo here with a quick bit of news for you. So, Space Marines are due a new codex. This was just been announced yesterday at the time of recording on the Warhammer community site. Exciting stuff? Nah, not really. We don't really care about Space Marines, but that's not the exciting bit of news for us. This is an Orc channel after all. And us looting Orc players are always keeping an eye on other factions and their vehicles and what we can loot and make our own. And yeah, these new releases for the Space Marines that are due fairly soon, they look exciting. They look pretty cool. First of all, we have this new tank called the Impulsor, and it is a Primaris transport, so it's basically the Primaris answer to the Rhino. And you can see the design cues, it's got a lot of similarities to the Rhino. It's a hover variant. Now, straight off the bat, we've got to say, and I'm going to say what I think a lot of people are thinking, this thing is ugly. I mean, it's it's not a good looking tank, is it? The new Primaris Marines and stuff, and the units and the heroes and things they're getting, they look cool. I'm down with a lot of them. They look very cool. Their tanks they're getting though, on the other hand, I've not seen a single one yet that I like. I think these big bulky Space Marine style vehicles just don't look good as hover vehicles. I mean, that's personal preference, I guess, but yeah, it's not my cup of tea. But however, from an Orc player's perspective, I see a lot of potential in this thing for looting. You've got essentially big shooters on the top there. I mean, look at them. They're essentially big shooters. And I think you could rip the hover parts of this off and stick wheels on it or something, and turn this into some kind of looted truck or a looted wagon of some sort. I mean, there's all sorts of possibilities with this, and yeah, I think there's a lot of looting potential here. I can see things with this that I would quite like to do. Like I say, the guns on the top, they kind of got that big shooter look about them. Rip all the hover parts off, replace with wheels. That's what I would do anyway. Slap some Orc iconography all over it and some battle damage and things, and you could turn what is a hideously ugly tank into a really cool looking looted Orc vehicle, I think. I've no idea what the price of this thing's going to be yet. It's Games Workshop, let's face it, it's not going to be cheap. But yeah, that's one of the new vehicles anyway. The other new vehicle is far more exciting, and I'll show that on the screen now. This is the Invictor Tactical Warsuit, and it says on the community site that it is designed with sound dampening materials, enabling it to move at great speed with minimal noise output in support of the Living Pilot's Vanguard brethren. So yeah, the Living Pilot, this is a kind of a new direction that they're taking here. It's essentially a dreadnought, but rather than being piloted by a entombed, wounded, near-death hero, it is piloted by a regular Primaris Space Marine who just sits in there and drives this thing like any other vehicle. And so yeah, I've seen a lot of remarks and things already. Some people hate the whole concept of this and think that it shouldn't have any place within a Space Marine army. It is very different. They're making a lot of changes to the lore and stuff, with this storyline moving forward and these new vehicles and things. They really are changing things quite a lot. So yeah, I'm not really sure how I feel about that side of things. But putting all of that to one side, just look at this thing. It's cool. I mean, it really is. It's a cool looking vehicle. I absolutely love it. It is absolutely gorgeous. And I think if I was a Primaris Space Marine player, I would be, chomping at the bit to get one of these. But as an Orc player, I'm already chomping at the bit to get my hands on one of these, because I've been thinking for quite a while about sort of converting my own Mecha Dread out of various things I've seen, and yeah, I think this would be a very good basis to start from. I've seen some cool conversions done from Redemptor Dreadnoughts, which this looks to me to be a similar size. I mean, I don't know scale wise if it is the same size. It looks very similar to me. Maybe it's a bit smaller. I think it looks around the same size, but it looks awesome, absolutely awesome. And I think the looting potential of this thing is off the scale. I mean, just my idea there of turning it into a mecha dread. I think equally, some people love the old scale creep and love their massive war bosses. And hell, look, if you're wanting to convert a really, really standout war boss in mega armor, look no further. This will be imposing. But I think, yeah, with some, rip that pilot out, replace that pilot with an Orc pilot. You could do all sorts with this. You could replace it with a Grot pilot, even. That would be funny. But I think some additional armor plating and things, and swapping some of them weapons out for Orky variants and things. There's a lot you could do with this, I think. And yeah, so it's going to be I'm going to be keeping a close eye on this. The Invictor Tactical Warsuit. He's just begging to be turned into a Death Dread or a Mecha Dread or a War Boss in Mega Armor or anything else our greenskin imagination can conjure up. But there you go, guys. I just wanted to share this with you anyway, because it's always worth, as an Orc player, keeping an eye on the other factions' new releases, even if you have no interest in that faction, because a lot of their new vehicles and things, they open up all sorts of ideas of, yeah, I can loot that, I can use that, I can turn that into something else, or I can, combine that with another kit. And yeah, so yeah, if the price is right on this, I might be getting one of these myself. But anyway, guys, please share in the comments below what you think of these two new vehicles. How ugly is that tank, that Impulsor tank? That is awful, awful, awful vehicle. If you like it, hey, let me know in the comments. And are you planning to loot either of these? And what do you think about this new direction they're taking sort of Space Marines in and things, with this new technology and stuff? Traditionally it's always been very much technology's been stuck in the past, and they're just patching it up and repairing it and keeping it going because they've lost a lot of the ways to develop new tech and stuff. But now we're seeing all this new tech coming out. It's sort of to the purists among us and us old school players have been absorbing the lore for all these years, it does kind of it doesn't sit right with a lot of us. But hell, the miniature looks awesome. But yeah, like I say, guys, share in the comments below if you want to loot these, what you think of them, if you think they're good. And please hit a like, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, because there's always loads of Orky content on this channel constantly coming at you. This is 6+ Stevo signing out.